enjoying your lunch, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank China Aid for recognizing Zhang and for allowing me to say a few words in her absence. It is an honor, and it's also deeply saddening that Zhang is dying in prison as we speak. On February 1st, 2020, Zhang boarded a high-speed train from Shanghai to Chongqing. She got off partway in Wuhan, the epicenter of the coronavirus outbreak. She was the only passenger getting off the train that night. During her 14 weeks in Wuhan, she hopped from one lodging to another around the city, wherever she could find a bed. She subsisted on ramen noodles. In the 122 video clips she posted on YouTube, she spoke to shopkeepers, sanitary workers, and migrant workers, among many others. She rode a bike all the way to the infamous Wuhan lab on a rainy day. It was locked and deserted. The off-white building of the lab where the gain-of-function research had supposedly been conducted was shrouded in the haze in the distance. She visited a cremation facility one night. Standing on the sidewalk, she recorded the eerie blue light on the walls and the figures in full protective gear going in and out of the building. She visited a cemetery where she learned from a woman selling incense and paper money that families who came to bury their loved ones were kept under strict watch of uniformed and plainclothes police. They were not allowed to make noise, nor allowed to whisper to each other as they buried the deceased. Zhang went on to detention centers, looking for the whereabouts of Fan Bin, another citizen journalist who was detained in February. When she asked the security guard questions outside the residential compound, she received a death threat. "I'll beat you to death," the guard said to her. Sometimes she roamed the empty streets of Wuhan, speaking into her camera. She criticized the tyrannical lockdown and the mandatory health test, characterizing the relation between the people and the government as a, quote, cover-up on one hand and the use of force on the other, unquote. Her experience in Wuhan only solidified her beliefs in free speech and transparency. The rest of the story we already know. She was arrested in May 2020 and sentenced to 4 years in prison last December. She has been on hunger strike since June 2020. She has lost half of her body weight, was tied to bed and force-fed. According to the latest report from about a month ago, she could not walk without 2 people propping her up. She is dying behind the bars in Shanghai Women's Prison. I believe, just coincidentally, it's the same prison that Zhao was imprisoned several decades ago. I confess, I don't understand Zhang. I don't understand her resolve with which she has protested the unjust persecution against her and what she stands for. For most of us, to live free or die seem to have become a slogan, but for Zhang, clearly, it's a practice. However, the point is not whether you and I understand Zhang or not. The point is to ask ourselves this question. If the rest of us had 1/10 of Zhang Zhan's strength and determination to stand up to the totalitarian regime in China, what difference would have been made? What a different place would we be today? Finally, I want to make an appeal to President Biden. Please speak to Xi Jinping and demand that China release Zhang Zhan immediately. Now, I do wonder, is it too much to ask for the President of the United States to appeal to China for Zhang Zhan's life and her cause? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Yaxue and Donghe.